Okay, let's do some outputs now, guys. So where were our outputs? Outputs were here, right? Let's move this. Let's move this guy down. Let's move our outputs all the way to the bottom here now. Okay, so we're moving our outputs down. And at this point, we need transfer right or transfer left. So let's do transfer right first and then transfer left, just staying with the same sequence there. So we need another rung. As long as we're in the system run and that signal came through for transferring right, then we're going to actually turn on an output. Okay, looks good. We're going to copy these guys. You'll notice that I'm not setting any of the outputs. I'm setting memory bits and resetting memory bits, but I'm not setting or resetting any of the outputs here. Let's put another rung in here. Let's paste this in. So as long as we are in system run, okay, and the first one was transferring right. Next guy is transferring left. Beautiful. Those guys will then engage our outputs. So we need an output for transfer right. So output, transfer right, and output, transfer left. Beautiful. Okay, let's download this. So let's reset our animation. Let's download the program. Let's stop that. Okay, looks good. Okay, so we're all reset. Let's see what happens now when we press our start push button. Okay. Okay, so it looks like both are set at the moment, right? So both the transfer right and transfer left are both set because we were messing around with everything, right? So transfer left and transfer right were set. We don't have anything to reset them yet, right? And the only thing that's going to reset that in truth is when the palette actually goes by either this sensor or this sensor. So that's a conundrum because we don't have anything. That output is not actually turning on, right? There looks like both transfer left and transfer right are turning on at the same time. So we really need something like when factory IO turns back on, we need something to like reset those memory bits, right? So that we can move forwards here. Okay, so now I'm kind of understanding. I'm understanding why they had that first network where they were resetting all of their memory bits, right? Because at this point we're trying to build up a program and we're kind of stuck. Okay, so let's go offline. Let's add another network in here, right here. Okay, and this guy is going to reset our memory bits. Okay, so for this guy, we need to throw in the same type of instruction. So when this goes from a 0 to a 1, and we want to say that when factory IO is running, that's an actual input, 1.5. Okay, this one again needs a memory bit to look at the previous status. So that we're going to put as %m2.5, which is already there from their program. And we need to reset our memory bits. So far we have loading, %m0.0. Okay, what else do we need to reset? Eventually we're going to reset loader busy, so which is %m0.1. We have not figured out those parameters yet, but let's throw that in as well. And we're going to reset high and low box. Beautiful. And then the issue that we're having right now is we need to reset transfer left and transfer right. Okay, let's see if that resets everything. So let's reset this. That's good. Let it stop for a minute. Let's download our changes here. Okay, let's go back online. Okay, so Factor.io is running at the moment. Let's see, when I do this, reset the simulation, let's see what happens here to this input right here. So resetting now. Nice, goes false and then true. Beautiful. And I was not looking, let's see if these guys went green for a millisecond there. So looking at these guys right here, so before we're looking at this going false and then true, let's take a look at these guys and see if they go green to reset everything. Yes, they just for a millisecond there, they reset. Okay, beautiful. So now if we go down here, system run is off, loading is off, high box and low box are off, transferring left and right are off. We don't have that other parameter loading it yet, but everything looks cool. Okay, let's try that, guys. So let's hit play and see what happens from here. Okay, so we got a low box. Beautiful, stop there. Okay, it looks like we're transferring left. Let's stop color tags. I don't actually see it. Hang on, let's scroll down here. For some reason I had it forced. The whole time I'm telling you guys to watch your forces there, and then I had that forced. Okay, so these are all piling up here behind. Okay, and then pushing that one forwards. But it looks like we were good in that the low box was transferred to the left there. Okay, let's reset the animation. We need a high box coming through. No, not a low box, my friend. Need a high box. Okay, let's see if this goes to the opposite direction. Beauty. Nice, looks good. Okay, this conveyor was still going though, and we had a little bit of carnage there, but we're off to, looks like we're cool in that the high box is going to the right. Yes, comes in, goes to the right. Beauty. It was pausing there, so we need something there to stop that conveyor from running while we're going to the right. Okay, and what about a low box? Nice, low box coming in. Okay, low box should go to the left. Looks good. As soon as it gets to that point though, then we got carnage. Okay, but we're doing well so far, guys. Okay, the issue was that enter conveyor was still going at one point, like once this moved out. Once it moved away from that capacitor sensor, it seemed to start up again, right? So that was our loading. So let's look at the parameters for loading here. And we said that loading was set as long as the loader was not busy, but we have not set up the parameters for loader busy, right? Loader busy would be two things, right? We don't want any, let's reset this again. We don't want any boxes coming in when the box is here and loading, right? So let's stop it there. So we don't want a box come in while it's loading. We also don't want a box when it's transferring left or transferring right, right? So like this pallet should stop when this one is going in, and also we need it to stop and not go in until it has gone left or right. So we need a parameter now to corresponding to loader busy. Okay, let's throw that in, guys. It would make sense to put that under the transfer parameters, right? Because that's kind of the next thing that we're looking at. So we'll put that in here. So let's add a network here. This is somehow going below what we wanted, so we're going to throw it right here. So this is going to be our loader busy parameters. Okay, so first thing is that if it's loading, we don't want it to be running, right? So that is going to do loader busy. So loader busy, looking at my tag table, is M0.1. Okay, so one thing is if it's loading, then the loader is busy. And if we are transferring left or right, the loader is also busy. Beautiful. So if it's loading right or left, then the loader is going to be busy. And if we scroll up here, then that will make this untrue, which will stop us from having it loading. Okay, looks good. Let's download those changes now and see how that affects our simulation. Okay, let's scroll down to loader busy. Okay, let's hit our start push button. Okay, we got a high box coming through. It's currently loading. Beautiful. This guy's stopping. Beauty. Looks good. Okay, we haven't turned on this other conveyor, but that's pretty good so far. The high box came in, moved over to the right hand side, and this guy did not move forwards. Okay. Nice. We've got a low box coming in, so let's see if this guy comes in. Goes to the capacitive sensor, it's still loading. Moving over, transferring left. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, guys. So now what we need to do is we need to have either the right or the left conveyor now running once it gets past either this sensor. I was calling it transfer right or transfer left before, but at right entry or at left entry. Right? Once it's past the at left or at right entry, then it's no longer loading and it's no longer transferring right or left. So at that point, the next pallet could theoretically come in. Okay, let's do that next, guys. So the other two parameters were transfer left and transfer right, right? So let's go to those parameters that turn those guys on. So let's find our transfer parameters here. Okay. So we reset the high box and the low box, but we didn't reset transferring left or transferring right. So let's do that now, guys. Let's throw in another rung here. Okay, we need an instruction here. And when this guy, so looking at these sensors right here, these retroreflective sensors, right? So when the pallet goes by, it's going to go false. And then when the back of the pallet then passes, it's going to go true again, right? Because the light's going to be blocked by the pallet. It's going to go to a 0. And then when the pallet passes, then it's going to go back to a 1 because the light's going to hit this reflector and then come back and go back to a 1. So we need the transition from a 0 back to a 1 now. So that's an input, right? So we need at right entry. Okay. And as soon as that has done, then we're basically stopping the transferring rate. Okay, we need a memory bit to look at the previous status of that. Looking at my parameters, it's M1.6, at right. Okay, looks good. And then we need the exact same instructions. So we're going to put another rung below. Okay. But at this point, we need at left entry. Okay, looks good. And we need a separate memory bit. Looking at my list, that at left entry is % M1.4. Okay, looks good. And that is going to reset transferring left. Okay, let's see if I've got at right, transferring right, at left, resetting, transferring left. Okay, good. So those guys will deal with our loading. So loader busy, right? The loader is busy if it's loading, transferring right or transferring left. And as soon as it passes these sensors right here, it will go back to a 1. So that transfer from a 0 to a 1 will then reset transferring right and transferring left. And the next guy should be able to come in. Okay, beauty. Obviously, we haven't turned on these conveyors yet, but let's see if this works. Nice. The next one came right in. Ah, beautiful. Woo, that's nice. Look at that. Gorgeous. The next one comes in. And then, okay, so we need, now it's carnage again. But that was pretty good, right? If we reset their animation here, we got this guy come in, loading, transferring to the right. Looks good. This guy's waiting. This guy comes in. It's also going to transfer to the right. Okay. We need a low box. But let's see. Once it just gets past there and goes from 1 to a 0. Ah, the next one comes in. Okay. There's no way that it's going to be able to keep pushing because we need to turn on this conveyor. But so far, we're doing all right, guys. But we now need to have something turn on these conveyors and move this pallet over. Because everything's buffering nicely. Obviously, we have no low boxes coming in, all high boxes, right? But as soon as this goes from a 0 back to a 1, right there, then the next one comes in. Okay, looks good. There's that low box. Let's get this out of the way. Low box is coming in. And it should transfer over to the other side. Okay, looks good. Everything's cool. Let's get these conveyors running now, guys. All right, guys. So what we need to do is we need to get these left and right conveyors working now, right? So let's throw in another network here. So let's go offline. Throw in another network here. I like to have my outputs as the last network there. So we need one for transferring left and transferring right, right? So we'll put in right conveyor parameters, and then we'll do left conveyor parameters. We'll do like basically the same thing. We're going to copy the network for the left. So with this one, what I thought was really cool on the example from Factory.io was that they used a count up down. So you guys know this trick, right? You can bring this in, drop this in, and then just type in CTUD, and it comes up with count up down. Beautiful. Okay, this one I'm going to give a name of rate counter. Okay, so what we need to do is every time that it's transferring right, and transferring right was %m0.2, then we're going to increment this counter here. Okay, every time that it leaves, so if we're going to the right hand side, every time that it leaves and goes to @right exit, then we're going to decrement. There's a maximum of like, probably maximum 3 that could fit here, 3 pallets. So let's put a value of 3, and then let's put in for our countdown the fact that when it's at the right exit, put that there, beautiful. Then it's going to count down. So that input @right exit, that was an input @right exit. Beautiful. Okay. This one again, remember that this is high at rest, right? So the pallet is going to come through, make it go low, and then have it go high again, right? So as soon as it goes high again, then it's actually exited, right, and disappeared into the remover here. So let's do the positive pulse there. Okay, again, as soon as we did that, it needs to look at the previous state of that bit. So we're going to put in a memory bit. I'm going to use M1.7, same as what they were using in Factory.io example. Beautiful. So transferring right is going to count up, right? And then once it actually exits with the positive pulse, it's going to go positive, negative, positive. So once it goes positive again, it's going to count down here. And we need this to count down, but we need it to like not go negative, right? So instructions, and we want to look at comparator operations. And as long as it's greater than 0, it's a compare. Yes. So we want the right counter, right? The current value of our right counter. So we're going to find right counter, click here, and find the current value. Okay, and as long as it's greater than 0, then we're good to go. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got transferring right counting up, @right exit counting down, and obviously not going below 0 because it's got to be greater than 0 to actually countdown. Nice. Okay, let's copy this network here. And let's paste that bad boy in. Okay, and then here we're just going to put in our left conveyor parameters. Okay, so this one we're going to put in transferring left. Okay, this one, oh, be careful with this, eh? This might be an issue. Let's get rid of this because this is the exact same counter as this one. So be careful when you're copying and pasting. Let's bring in another counter. Okay, and that's going to be our left counter. Beautiful. Okay, and then this bad boy is going to come here to count down. Nice. Okay, same with the preset value of 3. We need now our left counter. So we got to delete this. Left counter, CV, current value, is greater than 0. Okay, and then this one is going to be input at left exit. Beautiful. And we need a separate memory bit for this guy as well. So that's what %m 1.5 from my list. Beautiful. Okay, let's make sure that I haven't messed anything up. We're doing the left conveyor, transferring left, left counter, preset of 3, left counter, add left exit, add left exit. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to make use of these guys, and these guys are actually going to control our conveyors as an output. So let's scroll down to our outputs here. And we're going to throw in 2 extra rungs here. So we want the system run to still be running. Okay. And then I need a greater than. So right counters, I'm going to do right counter here. I'm going to copy this guy. So as long as the right counter is above 0, looks good. This one was going to be my system run, right? So as long as system run is running and my right counter is above 0, then turn on my right conveyor. So output and conveyor right. Beautiful. Looks good. I'm going to build up the next one because again I want to grab this one from the previous network there. So here I can do this, right? I can copy my sysrun. Beautiful. And as long as the left counter, copy, paste is above 0, right? That means that there's an actual pallet on the conveyor. Then turn on the other conveyor. So again, output, and we're looking for conveyor left. Beauty. Okay, so now we've got 2 different networks that are going to work together, right? These guys are going to count up and count down as the pallets arrive and leave on each conveyor. And if there's one pallet that's there, right, greater than 0, then turn on the conveyor. If there's no pallet there, then turn the conveyor off. Okay, let's see if this works, guys. Let's keep like right here as we're looking at the program. So let's download this to our PLC. Looks good. Let's go online. Okay, let's reset this guy and let's start everything up. Okay, so we got a large box coming through. Should be going to the right. Okay, gets there. Nice. Transferring right. Woo! That's nice. Next one is a medium-sized box. That's cool, eh? Now we got 2, and as soon as this one leaves, then that value is going to go down. Beautiful. There's a small box. Nice. Right on. That's cool, eh? I really like this program. Looks easy now. Okay, so we can see our conveyors here. Keeping track, right? Here there's a value of 0, so the left conveyor is not on. We're getting a plethora of larger boxes coming through. There's a small box that's coming through, so then at that point the right and the left will most likely be on because we'll still have pallets here on the right and left is coming in. Nice. Count as 1 now, so now that left conveyor turns on. Looks good, eh? Okay, let's see if we can stop at any point and then start it. Okay, that looks good. So we can stop it there. You can see that I'm stopping it where it's not blocking any of the sensors at the moment. We can start this back up again. Looks good. If I stop it here, okay, and it's blocking that sensor there, then let's start it back up again. And everything seems to be running smoothly. Nice. Let's do the same thing here with this small box, right? We've stopped it on the line, working on a sensor. Now we're restarting the line back up, and it knows exactly where it is because of the count of our transferring left or transferring right. Beauty. Okay, at this point, we got a pretty cool working program, guys. At this point, we're going to add in some alarms and stuff like that and some counters, but that's pretty good for like, we've been at this for like maybe an hour, guys, and we've developed a really decent program here.